Welcome back, everybody. Bobo back here on my A-car project. It was pretty hot today. It's a little bit cooler tonight, so I'm going to do some work on it. Give a little update of what I've done. If you've watched the first two videos, you know that when I was kind of told about this truck, that the guy that was going to buy it shied away because they couldn't get the engine to turn over. So I was looking and I was thinking and hoping, and a real plus was the alternator, the belts. The more I looked at them, I could see how the belts were really just grown into those pulleys. So I started cutting belts. The belts weren't very in good shape anyhow, so it didn't really matter about the belts. The alternator was locked up solid. So once I got all the belts off, got a ratchet and socket on the accessory drive, man, the engine just spun over, free as could be. So that was a pretty happy moment. So then I come over here and started. There has been no fuel in the tank. He had drained all the fuel out years ago. So I pulled the filter off, and it was just full of water and rust. It wasn't clear to the top. So that was my next fear, that it had got in there and just went through the pump. So I pulled the small line, well, not a small line, but the short line from the filter to the PT pump. And thankfully, it was just nasty old fuel in it. So I made a new line for that, put a new filter on it. Who knows, I put some batteries. I just scabbed a couple used batteries in there for right now on the other side. I bumped it with the key a little bit. The engine does turn over. I'm gonna do everything with a push button starter and a hot wire from the other side. I took the hot wire off the shut off solenoid. Got one running from the starter over that I can disconnect. I put a remote oil gauge on it so I can see what's going on here without having to run back up into the cab. So I'm just gonna run it. I have primed the hose and had fuel coming out to the pump, so we'll try to shut this side. I'm just going to run it on a 5-gallon bucket here for now. Try to close this side of the hood and go to the other side. If I can do this without falling off. I think we still got that still in the bucket there. So like I said, I just scabbed 2 batteries in this for right now. And I think that's going to work, depending on how this thing, it may fire right up. The guy told me it was running when he parked it, and he couldn't understand really. He didn't think that it was locked up, and he was right. So I got my little kill switch here. I took the intake pipe off because I just wasn't sure what was going to be, if there was going to be any critters had nests in that pipe. Didn't want it sucking into anything. So I guess what we're gonna do here, I can do this and keep my fingers out of the hot wire hooked up to the fuel pump. So make sure I got a good connection here. Obviously I do not. Try this again. That's better. And it's not likely that this thing's going to run off. Most trucks won't, that don't, like the old Detroits that don't have a rack that sticks. These old Cummins don't really have anything like that, so I'm hoping that it will. I mean, the nasty old fuel will sometimes still burn too, so we're gonna start cranking it here and see what happens. Oh, that sounded good right off the bat. Yeah. 70-pound oil pressure at idle. I'm just going to let it idle here for a while and not. Been sitting for 20 years, so I want to just let oil get up everywhere before I do anything, even before I rev it up. Move refiner's not leaking. I hear air leakage. I don't know if I showed this in the other videos. The air lines for the shifter got all chewed off from the critters, so I know there's some air leaks. Exhaust pipe needs a little attention. Let's see if I can shut this side of the hood now without knocking my wire off. We're doing this by yourself. We're going to get her in. Sounds good though. Alright. The most important thing of all, gotta get up in here and see if the gate works. Guess I gotta get the key first. I didn't see, let me actually get down here and look again. I didn't see any cutout switch on the fuel pump. I don't see anything up here on the clutch switch either, or out on the clutch linkage, so this might have just been wired. As soon as you turn it on, it works. So here we go. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. Don't forget when you got a hot wire on the pump, you still got to turn the key on for that stuff. Try this again. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Let's see if the push button will get her going here. Oh, beautiful. Let's try this. happy that makes me. Doesn't take much to get me excited, I guess. Alright, we're gonna kill our hair for now. So I can hear some more air leaks over here. Actually, it's probably the ones coming from the transmission. So, shut this key off. I work for a trucking company, so we have all the old, a bunch of the old spaghetti line in there for the Fuller shifters. And I know where all they go, so the ones that are cut off. Plus, I looked under there, I could see where the different colors. So that makes me, uh-oh, what's going on here? Uh-oh, we got a situation. I don't know if I gotta. We might just have to let that run and put something on it. But, okay, well, man, I can't tell you how happy that makes me now. That was a big concern. So, it's all downhill from now. So, thanks for watching. I know there's a lot of good bit of interest from the comments and the views on the first two videos. Hope to keep them coming. Hope to keep them subs popping up too. It'll help me out a little bit eventually. So for right now, I don't know if you've been checking out any of the other videos on my channel there. I do have that old John Deere A, 52 John Deere A tore apart. I gotta get it back together before I really get too much involved in this, but got a really good start on this. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the lines fixed on the tranny first, get the brakes, at least the one can rotted off back in the back here. I just have it tucked up in there. This one's still on. If I get the brakes working so I can move it a little bit, see how that goes, and then decide where to go from there. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share it, tell your friends, and keep watching for the next one, when maybe she'll be cruising across the parking lot. Catch y'all later.